Sanibonani Limis, ngiyanamukela kwesifundo sethu sanamhlanje. Kule video ngifuna ukukhombisa ukuthi ungawathola kanjani amamaki aphezulu kusiZulu iphepha lesithathu noma ngabe iZulu kungayona into oqine kuyona. Ngizokhombisa izindlela zokuba practical nokuthi ungawathola kanjani amamaki abalulekile ngaphandle kokuzikhathaza ngokungawazi amagama eZulu nokungasiqondisisi kahle iZulu. So let's get into it. I'm going to start by giving you the best tips for acing Isiqephu A, which is section C, your essay question, essay. These tips are going to help you get the highest marks despite having a limited vocabulary in isiZulu and not having the best understanding and knowledge of the language, okay? The first tip I'm going to give you is to look at your rubric. Find a past paper rubric, find a marking guideline from a past paper for your paper 3 and look at the rubric. Looking at the rubric is your secret weapon, okay? They show you exactly how the examiners mark, what they're looking for, the content, the structure, and you can use this to your advantage. Because when you understand what earns the top marks, you'll write with purpose. You'll know what to focus on, what to avoid, and how to plan like a top achiever. So don't just write strategically. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a rubric from a past paper, okay? The rubrics are always the same. We're going to look at Isiqephu A, right? If you are not very good at Zulu, this is an intelligent way to ace your marks for Isiqephu A, because when you look at the rubric, you look at exactly what they want and exactly what's going to get you the highest marks. So let's take a look over here. I'm going to briefly explain to you how to look at the rubric, right? So first of all, you get 30 marks for content and planning, right? So that's already 30 out of 50 marks for your entire essay. So if you look over here, to get 28 to 30 marks, impendulo enembayo ngaphezu kokulindelekile, imibono ekhaliphile, echubuluza ingqondo kanye nekhombisa ukuvuthwa komqondo. So basically what they're saying here is that you get these marks for a response that's clear, so a response to the topic that's focused and it fully addresses the topics. Your ideas are well developed, they're logical and appropriate to the context. The introduction, the body, and the conclusion flows naturally. So this is all about how your essay looks and the feel of your essay. Does it flow? Is it logical? Does it make sense? Is it clear? Did you respond well? Did you stay on topic? Okay, so just look at what gets you the highest marks and try to adapt. Even if you lose 3 or 4 marks and you end up maybe getting 20 out of 30 for this section, you're aiming for the highest, and mistakes along the way could at least get you 20 marks. So by looking at your rubric, I've already translated this rubric in English for you. So if you're looking for this rubric and the translation, there's a document in the description below. So check it out and see what gets you the highest marks so that you can work according to what they are looking for. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Use the rubric as your secret weapon. Tip number 2, planning is non-negotiable. As I've mentioned in the previous point, you actually get 30 full marks for content and planning. So don't just jump straight into writing. Spend a few ideas just planning your content in the planning pages, even if it's just bullet points. So structure how your introduction is going to look like, your body, your conclusion. This basically helps you flow easily in the essay and you know exactly what you're going to talk about in the first paragraph, in the second, third, and the fourth paragraph. So plan and make sure that you spend a lot of time just figuring out what it is that you truly want to say once you've read your topic. And that brings me to tip number 3, because these are interconnected. You may be asking, do I plan in isiZulu? Do I plan in English? You really don't have to, okay? It's okay to plan in English. So you can think in English first and then you carefully translate into isiZulu when you're writing your essay. If isiZulu isn't your first language, it's okay to think in English first. Just make sure that you translate it properly using correct isiZulu grammar and sentence structure, okay? So this helps you express deeper ideas without necessarily struggling for words. The 4th tip that's going to help you get the highest marks is memorizing linking words and using simple sentence structures, okay? Remember that when you're telling a story, you use words such as after that, after that, or before that happened, this actually happened, or at the end, or actually this is where the story starts. Okay, so there's always this chronological order and this logical flow of the elements in the story. Okay, and this is why it's important to use izihlanganiso zakho noma izixhumaniso in isiZulu. So basically using words like okokuqala, firstly, this happened, okay? Or ekugcineni, in the end, ngemuva kwalokho, after that, ngaphezu kwalokho, moreover. So memorizing these linking words and memorizing these words that actually connect the dots to the story is important, because remember, you do get marks for being logical, for there being a flow, for the story making sense as a whole. So if you want to begin your story, you can even say okokuqala. That's a great way to get marks. And also using simple sentence structures that you already know, like sticking to structures you already know well, like I said, starting with subjects like mina, tina, abangani bami, that kind of thing. And then you just follow with verbs and objects, okay? So starting sentences with, phrases that you know very well or words that you know very well, make it easier for you to form the sentences, especially if you're not very good at isiZulu. So, for example, umngani wami ngumuntu ohleka kakhulu. Umngani wami is something that you should be used to, that is my friend, right? So all of this makes your essay flow naturally, and it allows you to have fewer grammar mistakes, and that means more marks, right? Now, the last tip I'm going to give you for Isiqephu A is to focus on your introduction and your conclusion. Focus on isingeniso sakho nesiphetho. Having a very interesting introduction actually creates a very strong impression with your reader or your examiner, okay? It should grab the reader's attention, and it could be a question, a short statement, or even a surprising idea. Here's an example. Angisoze ngilukhohlwe lolo suku. I will never forget that day. Once you begin your essay with that one sentence, I'm already intrigued, like I'm already interested in what else you're going to tell me. Doesn't that just grab your attention? Doesn't that make you want to ask, oh, I wonder what happened on that day that she'll never forget? What did she do? What happened? Who was involved? Right? So you want to start your sentence or isingeniso sakho, your introduction, with a very strong opening, okay? And isingeniso sakho, isiphetho, your conclusion, should also leave a strong final impression. And it can share a warning, a lesson, or a challenge, or even an unexpected twist, okay? Something that just wraps up your essay very beautifully. And that's how you make writing stand out from everyone else, and also stand out to the reader. In the rubric, it actually also states that the essay, or the conclusion rather, isingeniso, can be a warning, or a challenge, or an unexpected twist as well. So it's important to focus on isingeniso, which is the introduction, nesiphetho sakho. They must be very, very strong. As I wrap up Isiqephu A, I also just want to remind you that writing essays in isiZulu is a journey, okay? Maybe you won't have the right vocabulary, maybe you won't have the right understanding, but it's long-term improvement, and that's what you need to prioritize, okay? If you're in grade 8 or you're in grade 9, you still have time, when you reach your final exams, you'll have enough time to really just prepare for it slowly and gradually. You need to watch more isiZulu shows, interact and speak to more people who speak isiZulu. You need to also read your short isiZulu texts that you are given in class. Try to find the meanings of words that you don't understand, because really, language really is the source of paper 3 isiZulu. I can give you the tips that can help you bypass not understanding isiZulu or not having the vocabulary and making it more practical for you. But at the end of the day, language is important, and you need to make the effort to try and improve, okay? But it's a journey. You don't have to stress. If you really can't find the word for it in isiZulu in the exam, don't worry, okay? Just try your best, and try your best to improve every single day, every single month, and then you'll see that there'll be a big difference at the end. Or even if you're in matric, you'll see a very big difference even if you practice certain words for 3 or 4 days. days leading up to the exam, or even the night before. I want to move on to Isiqephu B and Isiqephu C. So those are your transactional text. The first tip is that you need to know your formats like your life depends on it. If you don't know your format, if your format is incorrect, you lose marks, okay? You need to go back to your notes, you need to go back to your textbook and know exactly what the format looks like, the greeting, the sign off, the tone, okay? If you don't know isiZulu and if you're worried about your language in this section, the formats will get you the marks that you need. Let's move on to tip number 2. You need to choose the easiest format, okay? It doesn't have to be hard, just choose what is simple for you, okay? You don't need to pick the topic that sounds fancy. You pick the one that you understand best, okay? The goal is not to impress, it's to communicate clearly. So obviously, the format that's easier is the format that you understand better. But remember, it's different every year. Maybe in one year, you'll get the option to write a dialogue, and in the next year, you won't get the option to write a dialogue. So you can pick a speech or anything else that's easy for you. But let's take a look at November 2024's paper, right? If we look at Isiqephu B, imibhalo emide edlulisa imiyalezo. You've got incwadi yobungani, i-agenda nama-minutes omhlangano, inkulumo mpendulwano noma ingxoxo ne-email, right? I find incwadi yobungani easy, so I would advise that you pick incwadi yobungani ngoba ukhuluma nomngani wakho omaziyo. So the language is very simple and easy to understand. It's very easy to tackle this option because you don't have to think too much. You just have to think of it in the same way that you speak to your friend. It's conversational, so it's very easy, and you just need ikheli, which is the date, the greeting, and the end. And the conclusion basically. I-agenda nama-minutes omhlangano is a little bit more challenging because you have your members of the meeting, isikhathi, and so forth. So I wouldn't choose ama-minutes omhlangano if, you know, I needed to get higher marks and I'm not really good at isiZulu. Inkulumo mpendulwano noma ingxoxo is a great option to choose as well because again, ukhuluma, you know, not necessarily nomuntu omaziyo, but it's a conversation. It's just like a dialogue, okay? But use simple language. Remember to use simple language. Then you have email. Email is also very easy, but I wouldn't, if I had, you know, the choice between inkulumo mpendulwane nencwadi yobungani, I would choose, you know, one of those two. Email I would choose as well. Maybe it's not as difficult, but I wouldn't pick it unless you find it easy, okay? And then we move on to Isiqephu C. So this is basically your shorter transactional text. In fact, this is also a very, very easy way to get marks. You've got ikhadi lesimemo, simple. I would go for this because ikhadi lesimemo, again, remember your format. You just need the time and the date of, it's an invitation. Think of how you would invite someone. They need to know the time, the date, and the place, and what's happening and so forth. So I would definitely pick this. If you take a look at this, you just need to come up with, you know, a text that's between 60 to 80 words. Coming up with 60 to 80 words is so simple, guys. It's really not that hard, okay? You just need 60 to 80 words and there's not much. It's not like the essay where it's just congested with words, okay? You can, especially with the ikhadi lesimemo, it's easy to get those 60 to 80 words by having your time, your dates, your place. I would pick this one if I were you, okay? Diary is very simple. These are your feelings, imizwa yakho, how you feel, what's going on, what's happening. This is an easy option to choose as well, okay? And then imiyalelo, recipe, please, my Limis, do not pick imiyalelo. It's a lot more challenging, especially if you're not good at isiZulu. It's like, these are instructions. I wouldn't go there. It's really challenging. Pick the easiest text and what works for you. Unless it's easier for you to write the recipe, which I doubt if you really are as a beginner in isiZulu, but if it's easy for you, go for it. And then my last tip for Isiqephu B and C is just to keep your language simple, like I've mentioned before. avoid using big words that you're not sure about, and don't make the isiZulu language more complicated than it already might be for you. And that's it, Limis. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we finally reached the end of our video. Paper 3 might look tough at first, but once you understand how it's marked, what is needed from you, when you plan your writing, when you use simple language, it all becomes very easy, okay? Remember, you don't have to be perfect. It's a journey, okay? Just keep practicing, keep improving your isiZulu vocabulary, and you just need to remember that not knowing every single word in isiZulu is not a failure, okay? It just means that there's a lot to work on, there's a lot to improve, but the most important thing is that you pass, okay? You don't have to know every single thing. And if this video helped you, please share with your classmates, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget that there are resources in the description box. I've translated the rubric for you in English, and everything that you need is in the description box. So tell me in the comments, which section do you find harder? Is it Isiqephu A, section A, or Isiqephu B and Isiqephu C? So let me know in the comments which section you find harder. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section and I will be available to answer you. Okay? Goodbye. Nisale kahle.